Meet on the highway. She had a drinking problem. Everyone knew except her. She'd proved the last to know. Sometimes when it got really bad, she became aware that it was out of control, but she thought circumstances caused it. If only other people would value her more, cut her some slack, she wouldn't have to seek comfort in a bottle. It was her way to make others pay the cost of her various behaviors. For some reason, there was no shortage of those willing to do so. In a small town, the police are well aware of the problem people, who they are, where they live, what they're up to. They all knew Loretta's schedule, who her friends were, where she might be found most evenings. For one semester, she'd taught school, but found the longer she taught, the more she hated children. Trying her hand at cosmetology, she found she couldn't stand the customers. She thought maybe she'd enjoy being a librarian and volunteered to read stories at the library on Saturday mornings. The first morning she had a pile of picture books next to her. Children began to climb over each other to get closer to her, and she started reading The Little Photon Named Bob streamed down from the sun, and after dodging the iridescent fish near the surface, danced along the bottom of the ocean, skipping among the seaweed. She stopped reading. That's simply absurd. Let's move on. She read from A Hamster Named Phil, until that failed to engage her. The children didn't care what she read, and that fact depressed her. She wasn't feeling well. She'd stayed up late the night before, drinking with a man whose name she could not recall. And she began to sweat, and the room began to spin. The fluorescent lights were impossibly bright, and one droned with a sinister hum. She found it hard to breathe. She had never before vomited in public, much less on a child sitting on her lap. But that's what happened. So quickly she had no warning. Damn kids, damn library. This is the thanks she got for trying to be a good person, or at least put on a display of being one.